Hey everybody, and welcome to another journaling video. Today we are working in my standard size junk journal insert. It's a standard size traveler's notebook insert from sea salted paper, and I've had this and several other inserts that Valerie made for me, and I've been hoarding them, but I have sort of challenged myself this year to use them up. And I've been using it all year so far. I'm well into April at this point, and I still have quite a bit more in here. So I think I might make it even to May. So that's kind of exciting. And it works out really well because if I can get January through May in this insert and June to November in another one, and then I have my December daily insert, I only have 3 inserts for the whole year, which is pretty good considering in years past I have done maybe 3 or 4 or 5 even. But I've sort of changed my journaling mindset on what I like to include in my journals. And one of the things that I'm definitely doing different this year is that I think I'm being a little bit more liberal with how I'm using my supplies. I'm not sort of treating everything as if it's precious and I have to hold on to it and I can't use it. I am just putting it down on the page, and I'm not being too careful about what space is being taken up or what goes where. I'm just going for it, and I have really enjoyed the freedom that that provides. Another benefit is that I don't really necessarily care about what day ends up on what page, whereas before I would pay attention to what day goes on what page and how much room I will need, and making sure that I can get the whole day's journaling on one page or one layout. And now I just don't care. I don't care if a page crosses over 2 days and there's a little bit of room left over and I can add another day into that. I'm just sort of releasing all prior expectations is not the right word, but prior habits, I guess, is a better word. And I'm sort of embracing the junk journal tendencies to have a tactile experience. Now, I really like tactile notebooks when it comes to my travel journals. I love being able to flip through a bunch of different things and have pop-ups and tip-ins and all the things, but I've never really done it in my personal journal. And that's because I've always had the mindset of like, this is business, this has to be taken seriously, like this has to hold all of our best memories, and it needs to be, cohesive and sterile isn't the right word, but it has to be like, it has to make sense. And I've really sort of taken that whole thing away. So I really enjoyed this insert for that, that every page is different. There's different textures, there's different sizes of papers, there's these awkward little tip-ins here, like this envelope flap from an envelope that was a couple pages back. And I'm really just enjoying that. I'm sorry if I sound a little off. I am in the heat of an allergy attack today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm having a really difficult time with my sinuses, and I'm trying to make sure that my voiceover is as clear and understandable as possible, but I am really struggling. So I'm sorry if I sound like I'm underwater, or if I'm catching my breath, or if there's like awkward pauses where I'm trying to breathe. Yeah, but basically that's what's going on. And I really enjoyed the process of releasing my prior habits and just enjoying things. I will say that for this journal with me and another one that I filmed today in my passport size, I am using modern and new stationery items and papers. This was something that was requested over on Instagram. A lot of people really enjoy seeing how I mix vintage papers with modern stationery, and I really do like doing that too. I hadn't in the past because I've sort of been like very streamlined, like these worlds just don't match together very well, and with my new mindset, I have definitely gravitated towards using old and new items. And that was one of the things that was requested. So that is something that I did for both of the journaling videos that I did today. And a lot of the supplies, most of the supplies that I'm using are actually things that I have gotten either from viewers in my P.O. box or my pen pals. So whenever I get anything in the mail that is shared with me, I put it in this bin and I save all of those things to use in my personal journals and with my mail art. And that is like my stash. That's what I use. I very, very rarely buy anything for myself anymore. A lot, 95% I would say of what I spend my money on these days is for Patreon or for my Etsy shop or stuff like that. Or if I see something that I know someone will specifically like. But I very rarely buy anything for myself. So all of the stuff that I get in the mail, those are my treasures. That's something that I very deeply care about. And that is what I use in my journals. Sometimes I use the boxes that I get in the mail from Your Creative Studio or the Stationery Selection. But most of the stuff that I use creatively is stuff that I have gotten from my viewers or from my pen pals, and that is 100% what's happening in this video. I went through that bin and I pulled a bunch of items that I felt like were new and modern and vintage and old and things that I thought would go well together for spring. And I did have quite a big pile, and it was a little bit weird trying to manage everything, but it worked out in the end. I do have this little bin that I sort of have been putting some smaller things in that I use for my passport size and my smaller inserts, and I sort of keep that together so that if I want to journal on the couch, which I actually did very recently, I can just grab that little box and it's all cohesive stuff and it all goes really well together. And because I was using stuff that I have gotten in the mail, I figured why not pull it out and use sort of all of these things together, and it worked out really, really well. I really, really enjoyed this journaling process. I sort of forgot I was even filming and had to edit a lot of like dead air time where I was just enjoying the moment, but I wasn't particularly doing anything like that needed to be watched, I guess. And it was just really, really nice to be able to sit down and journal. It's been a really long time since I've had one of these journaling sessions, and it just felt really great to get down and dirty and sit in my office and just exist with my things. And it was just really nice. And I was able to do that because I have all these beautiful things surrounding me to be able to use, and I have no one to thank but you guys, everyone that has shared something with me. I know that it seems like I can get access to a lot of really great stuff all the time and frequently, but I very rarely keep anything for myself. So the treasures that you guys send me, that is exactly what it is. It is a treasure to me. That is what I use. That's what I create with, and it's very special. So I'm happy to be able to use it and share an inspirational video on how I'm using these things. I'm just going to bring everything in a little closer so that you can see. Don't mind my terrible manicure. My nail person did not put a second coat of the top coat on, and so the nails did not fare well, but that is basically it. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks. Bye.